my welcome back to another awesome cool rocking video on YouTube of the Trolley Stir. So guys, today I'm going to be talking about something different. It's about education. So right now we are going to be talking about lesson 3, the Vikings and their society. I hope you're excited for the lesson because I'm going to be telling very important points about the Vikings and about their society, and I'm going to be describing each of the classes of the Viking society. And remember, there are 5 classes of the Viking society, which I'll be talking right now in the video. So please hope to watch this video so that you can get more knowledge about Vikings and their society. So let's start. Before we run out of time, let's go. Okay, let's chill down. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Now let's start. So let's see. As you can see, the picture, sorry, it's mirrored, the video is mirrored. You can see a picture, so I will be describing we are going to be picturing the scene in our mind. So what we can see from this image which I showed you right now is that a villager stands on the edge of the sea and looks out across the water. Everything is calm. Then suddenly he sees a large ship coming towards the beach. He sees a second ship and the third. And as the ships come more closer, the villager sees that each one has a tall dragon head in the front and are filled with huge men wearing helmets with horns and rowing the ships to shore. The villager knows that these dragon-headed ships meant only one thing. The Vikings are coming. Now this is where the journey of the Vikings starts. So the question is that did the Vikings really lead such violent and frightening lives? Did they really wear helmets with horns? Did they even carry hammers into battle? We will going to be learning about this in today's YouTube lesson. So let's start. These are common stereotypes of Viking from stories, movies and video games. However, the stereotype is not necessarily accurate. The Vikings struck fear into the hearts of people living in the 8th to the 11th centuries. When they invaded another country, they destroyed houses and farms. They killed and sometimes kidnapped villagers. They carried off food, gold and silver and any other valuables that they found. Very heartbreaking. Vikings were powerful warriors who conquered vast areas of Europe. However, this is only one side of the Viking story. They were also explorers and expert shipbuilders with their own complex society. Now, the Vikings, like most Europeans at the time, were an agricultural people. Living in the most northern areas of Europe meant that the Vikings could not grow many crops. They grew grains that were more suitable for the cold northern climate of Scandinavia, such as oats, barley and corn, and they raised cattle. Viking society was organized in a hierarchical way. At the top of the society were the kings, and then under the kings were members of noble families called the jarls. Under the jarls were the chieftains, who were warriors who controlled smaller groups of people and lands. The next class of people under the chieftains were called flea farmers. who managed the farms and worked to produce the food for the society. So what actually means about these chieftains that like under the chieftains were free farmers. They managed the farms and they produce food for the society, so the society would be remained healthy. So now the lowest class of people were the slaves. Slaves were often people who had been conquered by the Vikings and brought back to work on the farms. So this means that the slaves were really weak, they were the lowest class of people and they were harmed. The slaves were often people who had been conquered by the Vikings and brought back to work on the farms. So the slaves did the hardest work of the farms and were not allowed to own the property. However, slaves could buy their freedom through hard work and loyalty. Freed slaves often continued to work on farms to make a living for their own families. So it means that the slaves did everything that they could for a good and healthy living and for their own families. So now we have discussed about each of the classes. There are 5 classes. So I hope you know. Just to let you know, there are 5 classes. Let me just say from the top to the lowest. So there are kings, jarls, chieftains, free farmers, and yes, I hope you know, slaves. So these are 5 classes as you saw. So now Viking society revolved around family life. Focusing on Viking family was the longhouse. One of the Vikings' major architectural innovations. The longhouse was a long boat-shaped house made of wood and stone, with a hard earth floor and a wooden door and a roof made of straw or hay. So this is the architecture of the house that the Viking society had. Inside the house, family life centered on the hearth, hearth or living room with fireplace. This was the main living area for the Vikings. They made their cooking fires in the hearth, and this is where the parents and children gathered to tell stories and cook and eat their meals. Very great, as we can discuss in the chapter. I hope I've got your full attention. Let's continue, by the way. The fire was a source of light as well as heat. So this is where women would sew their clothes and grind flour, while the men made iron farming tools such as plows and spades. Interesting. What now the most important question is that what happened to the Vikings? So archaeologists and historians found evidence that Vikings managed to sail far from their origin in Scandinavia into Russia. Russia is the biggest continent. They crossed the Atlantic into North America. They sailed down the coast of Europe to Portugal. In all of those places, some Vikings may have settled, but by 1050 year, Vikings raids ceased. So that is the whole thing about the Viking society. So guys, I hope you liked today's session. If you did, then please press that thumbs up button, and if the subscribe button is there, please make sure to put it gray, because gray is the way. And please stay healthy, stay safe. I hope you liked today's lesson. I hope you learned many things about Vikings and their society. Please look forward to see this video because it's all about education. I hope you liked it. Bye guys, stay safe.